Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're zeroing in on just a single phrase, really.
Which one?
It's the title of a key industry report, AI and FDA, Navigating the New Regulatory Frontier in Life Sciences.
Ah, yes, that one.
Yeah, and for me, it just perfectly captures, one of the most critical and, frankly, fast-moving areas in innovation right now. It feels like more than just a title, almost like a story preview.
It really is. What's fascinating here, I think, is how much work those few words do.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's properly dive into what it's signaling.
Well, you got AI right away, that's huge potential, speed, new capabilities.
Right, the tech driver.
Exactly. Then FDA, the gatekeeper, public health safety, the established system,
The anchor, maybe?
sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And life sciences, that's the whole vast domain. Drugs, devices, diagnostics, patient care, everything. Putting them together isn't just describing a topic. It's setting up a tension, a challenge.
And that phrase, new regulatory frontier.
That's the key part, isn't it? Frontier suggests, uncharted territory. Opportunity, sure, but also risk, uncertainty. It implies the old maps don't quite work anymore. The rules are being written as we go.
That makes sense. So, our mission today, our deep dive, it's not just about the title itself, but using it as a lens, right?
Precisely.
To explore what it actually means in practice. Like, what makes this frontier genuinely new? Why that specific word?
Well, think about it. Traditional regulation often dealt with, say, a physical device or a chemical compound. Relatively static things.
Okay.
AI isn't like that. Especially machine learning AI. It learns, it adapts, it can change after it's been deployed.
Ah, so the product itself isn't fixed.
Exactly. That's fundamentally new territory for a body like the FDA, which is built around ensuring consistency and predictability.
And the navigating part, what does that suggest about the process? It doesn't sound straightforward.
No, navigating implies difficulty, maybe complexity.
Hmm.
It suggests you need skill, tools, perhaps a compass, because there isn't a clear paved road yet. It's about finding a way through this complex, evolving landscape for both the innovators bringing the AI and the regulators trying to ensure it's safe and effective.
Right. This raises an important question then, really, for anyone interested in where healthcare or tech is going.
hmm
What actually happens when these super agile, constantly learning AI systems meet a regulatory framework that was, let's be honest, designed for something much more predictable?
That's the million-dollar question. Or maybe $1 billion, given the stakes in life sciences. Take AI in drug discovery, for example. It can screen like billions of potential molecules in days. That's incredible speed.
A massive leap forward.
Absolutely. But for the FDA, how do you validate the process? How do you approve an algorithm that might get smarter or change its focus after you've signed off on it?
Or what about bias? We hear a lot about algorithmic bias.
A huge concern. If an AI diagnostic tool is trained primarily on data from one demographic, how well does it work for others? How does the FDA ensure equity and guard against embedding existing biases into these powerful new tools?
These aren't just small adjustments then. It sounds like it requires a whole new way of thinking.
Entirely new frameworks. Yeah, it's not just tweaking Rule 7b, subsection C. It's rethinking the whole philosophy sometimes.
So it's not just applying old rules to new tech, it's really about fundamentally rethinking the regulatory approach itself.
That's the core of the navigating challenge.
Okay, so how is the FDA starting to navigate this? Are we seeing concrete steps, new pathways emerging, even if it's early days?
We are, definitely. When we talk about navigating, it's a multi-pronged effort. Historically, like we said, the FDA approves a device based on how it performs in trials. It's fixed state.
Right.
But for AI, especially AI as a medical device or SAMD, they're exploring things like predetermined change control plans.
Okay, what does that mean in simple terms?
It basically means the developer tells the FDA in advance how they plan to manage certain types of updates or changes to the AI without needing a full re-review every single time, as long as it stays within agreed boundaries.
Ah, so building in flexibility, but with guardrails.
Exactly. And they're focusing much more on the total product lifecycle. Not just the moment of approval, but continuous monitoring and oversight of how the AI performs in the real world.
A shift from a snapshot to a continuous movie almost.
That's a good way to put it. It requires a more agile regulatory model and, crucially, an ongoing dialogue with the industry to figure out what safe, effective, and adaptive looks like in practice.
That sounds like a huge undertaking, a major cultural shift for both sides, I imagine.
No doubt about it.
You mentioned the frontier feeling. Are there specific areas within life sciences where this challenge, this navigation, feels most acute right now?
Oh, definitely. Medical imaging's a big one. AI for reading X-rays, CT scans, MRIs.
That
Yes, high-stakes diagnostics.
hmm
Also, AI guiding robotic surgery. These aren't just background tools. They're actively involved in critical clinical decisions or actions.
The newness is really felt there because the potential impact, positive or negative, is so immediate and significant.
Precisely. Patient safety is paramount.
hmm
So it's not just about does the algorithm work in the lab, it's how does it perform out there in messy, real-world clinical settings. How do doctors interact with it? What happens when it sees something unexpected, an edge case it wasn't trained on?
And getting answers requires transparency, right? Understanding how the AI makes decisions.
Which is another huge challenge with complex black box models.
hmm
How much transparency is feasible and how much is necessary for safe use. That's part of the navigation too.
Okay. So we've really journeyed through the layers of meaning packed into that one title, AI and FDA, navigating the new regulatory frontier in life sciences. We started with the words, but we've explored the real-world stuff. How AI is changing drug discovery, diagnostics, devices, and how the FDA is trying to adapt to this, well, incredibly dynamic situation.
And if we zoom out, connect this to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The very fact that we need a term like new regulatory frontier for AI in this space tells us something important.
What's that?
That this isn't just a temporary adjustment period. It signals a permanent state of coevolution between technology and governance.
So innovation and oversight are now locked in a continuous dance.
You could say that. The agility of our regulatory systems, how quickly they can learn and adapt, is becoming just as crucial as the pace of the tech innovation itself. This frontier isn't somewhere we cross and then we're done.
It keeps moving.
Keeps moving. It's an ongoing journey of adaptation for everyone, developers, regulators, clinicians, patients. It's the new normal, really.
So what does this all mean for you listening in as you watch these massive shifts happening at the intersection of AI, health, and regulation? Considering this constantly moving frontier and this need for regulation to somehow keep pace with exponential tech growth, what do you think is the single biggest challenge, the most critical hurdle that both the AI innovators and the regulatory bodies absolutely have to overcome in, say, the next 5 years to make sure we get the benefits of AI without compromising safety? Something to think about.